So go ahead and just make your way up to the top of your mat. As you're making your way here, just settle into the space. You might start with a few deep breaths. You can breathe in through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or out through your mouth if you'd like with a soft sigh. You can feel free to add a bit of movement here, a little check-in with your body. You might start from the top of your head and just work your way down. Check in with your neck, so maybe a gentle movement of your head, maybe ear to shoulder, some nods. Shake your head gently. Down to your shoulders, maybe some rolling of the shoulders. Your elbows and your wrists and fingers. Just move down your body, your torso into your low back, low belly, and hips. Down your legs, your thighs and knees, calves and shins, your ankles and feet. You just keep that gentle movement or find your way to stillness, but still settling into this moment, being fully present, continuing to allow your breath to bring you here. A reminder that breath is the foundation of our practice. It allows us to be here in the moment, standing in stillness, and soon breath will help guide and move us in our practice. Just to bring a little bit more energy to your breathing, as you inhale, just feel breath rising upward to fill up your lungs. And exhale, drawing navel inward towards your spine, just a light contraction of your abdominal muscles. Just an awareness of your center body. Again, as you inhale, feeling breath rise, but also feel the lengthening in your spine. Feel a little taller, lighter up top. Again, with the exhale, draw navel inward towards your spine. Just continue with that sensation of breath, the sound of your breath, the feeling of your breath. Our intention for our practice today will be decompress. Decompress. What comes to mind for me in decompression is low back. Sometimes if you find yourself sitting a lot, even just standing, just that compression, the weightedness that can happen along the spine, it might settle in that low back area. So even just standing here in mountain pose, that inhale helping you to start to feel that extension through the spine, getting taller, lifted, rising up out of that compact space in the low back and maybe low belly. Go ahead and take 3 more breaths. Using these breaths to prepare your body to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. Good, reach and stretch, that lengthening through the sides of your body. Good. Exhale, let's fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Just take your time as you fold, making your way down, maybe touching the ground or your toes. Then inhale and slide your hands up to your shins or knees and extend your spine. Feel like you're coming forward, drawing that long, flat back. Then exhale, fold, and make your way down. Uttanasana, or intense forward fold. We're going to hold here for a moment and just continuing that theme of decompression. Okay? The curvature of the spine, gravity drawing you downward. And maybe that gentle pull and release that you might experience in your low back. And even imagine that whatever is compacted in that space is kind of rolling down your back, down to the ground and into the earth. A little weight shift into your heels, bend your knees, extend your spine, And take your arms out to the side. We'll stand up tall, reaching to the air. Another nice stretch. Then exhale, you can bring your hands to heart center or arms down by your side. Just pause here for a moment. Feel that re-lengthening through the entire body. Same sequence. Let's inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Feel that lift, that lightness. Exhale, leading with your heart. Fold forward with soft knees. Take your time. Make your way down. Complete release. And inhale, slide your hands up the legs a bit to extend your spine, leading through the crown of your head. Exhale, back down to a forward fold. We're going to hold again, but maybe not as long. But that same release, as you're able, hang heavily forward. Maybe some movement again with your shoulders, your head and neck. Again, any tension or tightness that might be settling into those areas of the body can start to roll away, right down, all out of the body, off the body, and into the earth. Now your weight shift into your heels, bend your knees, look forward to help extend your spine. Take your arms out to the side. We'll inhale and come up to standing, reaching into the air. Exhale, arms to your side or hands to heart center. Another pause here. As we hold in stillness for this moment, just thinking about what in you needs to decompress or release or open to give you relief. Here we go. We'll inhale, take your arms out and up, growing nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward. Down to our forward fold. Inhale, spinal extension or monkey pose, long flat back. Exhale, fold and bend. Make your way down, all the way down. Bend your knees enough to place your hands on the floor so you can step or walk or even jump both feet back into plank pose. Let's pause here for a moment. Just like in standing, you want to feel this good extension. Maybe an energy moving through the heels of your feet, through the crown of your head. Take another breath in, ready to move. Exhale, bend your knees a little and send your hips up into the air, into downward facing dog. Feel free to make any adjustments here to help settle into the space. Adjust your feet, adjust your hands as you need to. Good. Now you can just hold in stillness or add movement here. A little movement or pedaling of the feet, getting into the toes, your heels, the soles of your feet, your calves. Even in this inverted posture, you can still extend the spine. So what you may do is bend your knees a little bit more and see if that allows you to send your hips up and back a little bit more, a little bit longer. And press your hands deeply into the mat. And just feel that nice extension. Let's move from here, breathing in. On the exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Good. Inhale, extend through the spine, monkey pose. Exhale, fold as you're able. That nice complete release, heaviness down here at the bottom. Your weight shift into your heels. Bend your knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Let's come all the way up. Reach into the air. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hold here.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you.
We'll continue with our flow. Go ahead and inhale, extend your arms all the way up. And exhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight shift back into the hips and heels. Good extension out through the arms. We'll inhale. And exhale, let's dive out of the seat back down towards toes, forward fold. Inhale, spinal extension, even a little weight shift towards your toes. Really feel like you're coming forward. Exhale, fold, come all the way down. Hands to the mat, walk, step, or hop, both feet back. Plank pose, nice strong straight line. You can take that same shortcut to downward facing dog, or with an exhale, bend your elbows and lower your way down to Chaturanga Dandasana. You can certainly bring knees to the floor first, then your chest. Create a back bend here. Good. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, once in down dog, make some adjustments with your feet and hands. A little bit more bend in the knees. See if your hips can rise a little higher. Hands press firmly into the ground. More extension through your whole torso. Now we'll move. Inhale, take right leg up, reaching back nice and long. There it is. Exhale, let's step right foot up to the top of the mat. For our first lunge, warrior one. Once landed, turn left heel to the floor behind you, shifting the weight back, finding that center. Lengthen through spine, hinge from hips, rising. Warrior one. Reach up. Exhale, we'll fold, make our way back down, hands to the mat, and step back into plank pose, finishing the push-up if you'd like. Or take that same shortcut. We'll just meet together in downward facing dog. Your back bend down here could be a cobra or locust pose. Downward facing dog. Once you've arrived and settled in, inhale, extend left leg into the air, reaching back. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. Here we go, warrior one, there it is. Right heel to the floor behind you, shifting the weight back. Hands are light, so you can easily hinge from hips, rising up, reach towards the sky. Good, exhale, lead with your heart, fold. Hands back down to the ground, slide left foot back into plank pose, and complete your sequence as you'd like. Good, there it is. Inhale. Upward facing dog or cobra, good, there's sphinx. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause there for a moment. We're going to gently set your knees onto the floor. Sit back briefly in hero pose, hero. Okay. All right, this is where you'll need your big cushion, okay? So we are doing bridge pose, but I thought we'd do a supported bridge pose today. So you usually you can use a block, but I thought let's use the soft cushion. So just have that close by, okay? As you go ahead and lie down, sit in the center of your mat, swing the legs around to the front, sit in the center of your mat and go roll down onto your back. And feel free to bring the knees into chest. And what you're also welcome to do as you draw the knees in, maybe even lift chest and head up towards the knees, creating that kind of a rounded, like a ball feeling in the body. Maybe some movement here if that feels okay. Just take your time with that eventually. You'll just set your feet down, keeping the knees bent. Okay, we are going to bridge, but we're using the prop here for supported bridge. So with your exhale, just press feet into the floor to lift your hips high enough and see if you can slide that pillow or cushion or bolster underneath you, or even a block if you just have a block, and just sit. Okay? So you just kind of sink into this nice soft cushion. Adjust it so it's in the right spot so you feel supported, comfortable. And just focus on breathing because you really don't have to engage too much here. Okay? But I do consider this a back bend, a nice heart opening, at least opening through the whole front side of the body. Counter pose to all the sitting that we may do. That's it. Good. And you can just hold here in stillness, again, just focusing on breath. If movement seems to be the right thing for you in this posture, feel free to add movement. Good. This relaxed feeling. Good. Take 3 more breaths here. We will be returning to this pose. Okay, so just a little preview of the supported feeling of the bolster underneath you. All right, let's reactivate the body. So press feet into the floor so you can lift your hips and slide your prop out from underneath you. And just carefully make your way back down to the earth. Draw your knees into chest. Okay, and start rocking forward and back. Eventually rising up to seated so you can come to boat pose. You're certainly welcome to really make this an active posture with feet lifted, maybe knees bent, or maybe you can start to extend the legs, free up the hands if you want. So you can go in this direction, everything's kind of floating up, but you can also go the other direction. Maybe you want to bend the knees enough to set the heels on the floor. Continue holding on to the legs, or even bring hands to the floor. Just make sure you have a nicely extended spine wherever you are. You're breathing deeply, so inhale to keep the long torso, again, decompressing, even though we are sitting. Exhaling, drawing navel inward towards spine. 2 more breaths. We'll take a third inhale, feeling like you're floating up. And exhale as you're able, cross legs, hands in front or even to the side of your body here. So you can just swing the feet back behind you, arriving in plank pose. Rebuilding that strength and energy in the body. We'll take a shortcut to down dog. Bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air. Make the adjustments with feet and hands. And we'll continue the flow. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Hold for a moment. As you exhale, keep breathing, getting longer, reaching. Yes. We'll open this up. So bend your knee, your right knee. Heel will come down toward your backside. A little bit of a lift of the knee to create a bit of a twist in the spine, certainly a hip opener. Hands rooting strongly into the earth. Breathe in right where you are. As you exhale, you'll unwind that twist and step right foot to the top of the mat. Back to our lunge, going to Warrior One. So left heel will turn to the floor. Good. Nice grounding. Extended spine as you hinge from hips. There's Warrior One. Exhale, opening to your Warrior Two, opening up to the left side of the room. Here again, you might adjust your feet, mainly for balance. Okay. Something about this pose, because you know you can certainly take the feet wide. Okay, that's a nice lunge, strengthen the legs, but you might also feel heavy. Okay, in this posture when the legs are out so far away from each other. So make sure you feel lifted. Yes, torso rising up out of the pelvis. That's where your exhale comes in handy, drawing navel inward towards spine to engage the abdominal lock. Now, reaching forward out over that right leg. Angled upper body, then rotate the arms here. So right arm is reaching down or right hand's reaching down while left hand's reaching into the air. Maybe even over your head if your shoulder feels okay. Overhead a little bit so you're, yes, that lengthening, that stretch down through the left side of your body, okay? Continue to think about decompressing, especially in that lower region of the torso, okay? Front, back, and sides. Let's breathe in. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the mat, step back, plank pose, energy in the body, good energy moving through the heels of the feet, crown of the head, these opposite directions. Take a shortcut to down dog as you exhale. Stepping into place. Good. Yep, or any sequence, perfect. When you're ready, an inhale to extend left leg into the air, hold on the exhale, keep breathing and just see if you can get a little longer. If you really feel like you can reach and touch the wall that's behind you. Let's open it up now because you've opened the body, lengthen the spine, bend the knee, heel comes down a bit, lifting of the knees, slight twist. There, good, nice hip opener, notice those sensations. Breathe in again. Here's our exhale to unwind and step through for the lunge. Warrior One, landing up top. Right heel turns to the floor, grounding. Long spine hinging from hips, rising up. Exhale, opening to Warrior Two. Same thing. Now you can certainly have a shorter distance between the feet. Okay, that might help you to lift a little more through the torso. But again, if you go wider, there's more of a heaviness. Okay, so be aware of that. Lift. Okay. Side angle, reaching forward. Even though you're reaching out with the hand, really feel like you're reaching through the left set of ribs. Rotate your arms, left hand down, right hand reaching up, maybe over your head to continue that lengthening quality through the right side. Wonderful, good, nice hip openers there. Breathing here. Good. Here we go, breathe in, nice. Exhale, we'll turn. Bring the hands to the floor. We'll step back into plank pose. Feel free to take that same shortcut to downward facing dog or complete the series with Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. There's our forward fold. Inhale to extend. Lengthening there, still decompressing with all that extension work. Exhale to fold, gravity assisting that decompression. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, reaching to the sky. We're going to keep it moving. On the exhale, bring your arms down slowly. When they come down, just reach behind you, like so. Maybe reaching to the back corners of your mat. This automatically draws the shoulders back, so be mindful of that. Maybe emphasize that a bit more. Really good opening through the chest here. You can stay just like this, or as you're able, interlace your fingers. You don't have to do this, but if you can, go ahead. And maybe reach towards the ground with the knuckles. Again, rolling shoulders back. This will help to engage the upper back muscles, squeezing shoulder blades together if you'd like. The hands might rest on the body, but if you're able, maybe they can just pull away just a little bit. We'll add a bit of a chair pose, so a little bend in the knees, just bend the knees, and then tip, just like this. You don't have to go too far, so a bit of a chair-like pose. Again, the hands, folded hands behind you, might touch the body, or if you're able, just a little lift, just a few inches away from the back. Deep breaths. Long neck here. Be aware if the chin is dropped too low or tipped up too high. See if you can find that neutral space so we can really elongate. Okay, so some opening through the chest, activating the shoulders a bit. Okay, we're going to stand up. Okay, maybe releasing the fingers, reaching into the air. Inhale. And exhale, swan dive. Make your way down towards toes. We'll flow here. Good, going at your own pace. Inhale, monkey pose, long, flat back. Exhale, fold and bend. Bring the hands to the floor. Jump or step back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Keep it moving. Inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Bend and twist open. There. Unwind it here, stepping through up to the top of the mat, warrior one. Right foot forward, left heel to the floor behind you. Extended spine rising up. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Maybe a little wider in the stance. Tall torso, feel that lift out of the pelvic bowl. Then your side angle, reaching but leading with the ribs. Rotate through the arms, follow left hand over your head. Again for the left side body stretch. Let's breathe in. Exhale, turn, fold, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Come down if you'd like, or any variation of a flow there. Just meet up together in downward facing dog. That's fine. Yes, always feel free to rest or modify anytime. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist open. Just notice and feel the body opening for you. Unwind and step through. Left foot to the top of the mat, light landing if you can. Right heel plants into the floor. Extended torso, hinge from hips, rising up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Okay, that's it. Tall torso, feel like you're lifting up out of the pelvic bowl. Leading with the ribs forward. Angled upper body, rotate the arms, follow right hand overhead. Lengthening, extending, reach, stretch. Breathe in, here we go. Exhale, turning towards the floor, hands to the mat. Step back into plank. Come on down if you'd like. Knees to the floor first if you want. Good. Chest second. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Very nice. Okay. Another inhale of your right leg into the sky. Hold. Keep lengthening. Reach into the back wall. As it's trying to take you to the back wall, hands stay rooted firmly into the ground. Even press a little bit more towards your thumb and index fingers, inner palms. There you go. Inhale again, right where you are. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to a high lunge this time. High lunge. So left heel will stay lifted. Still find that centering. Rise up, reaching into the sky. Reach up, lunge low. Okay? Whenever we have the arms up, that is an assist of your own body to keep the torso rising up out of the pelvis, decompressing in that low space. Okay? I'm going to lift a little, pivot left heel to the floor. Come to warrior two briefly. We're going to change this to triangle or get set up for triangle. So straighten the right leg. Yes, here you can shorten the distance between the feet if you'd like. We do have straight legs. Same thing, leading with the right hand and ribs out over the right leg there, then rotate. Reaching down, reaching up. Okay, so just getting some extension, lengthening through mostly that right leg, but it's also affecting the hips and the sides of your body. Deep breathing. come out of this pose, stay tipped over, but bend your right knee a whole lot. Just do a nice lunge so you have a leverage to come back up to a warrior two. And then reverse your warrior. Right palm flips up, reach up into the air. You can reach straight up or even slightly behind you. Again, yes, getting that lengthening through the whole right side of your body. Okay. Take a big windmill all the way around to the front, hands to the floor, and just step all the way back into down dog, both feet on the floor. Good bend in the knees, send hips up, hands root into the floor, feel the extension, not only through the arms, but through the whole torso, maybe some release in the low back. Other side, inhale, extend left leg up, hold here, reach, get longer, reaching through the toes or the balls of the foot. Press firmly into the ground, more pressure towards your thumbs and index fingers. Inhale again. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. It's our high lunge. Right heel stays lifted. Find that centering so the hands feel light, easily able to hinge from hips. Rise up, reach into the air. Once you're tall, keep lifting and keep lunging. Okay, again, that lift of torso around the belt line there. Okay, making space. Good. Breathing in right where you are. Exhale, pivot right heel to the floor, open up to a warrior two. Just briefly so we can get set up for a triangle. So straighten the left leg, shorten the distance between the feet if you'd like, because it doesn't compromise the pose at all. Leading out with the left hand and left set of ribs. Rotate the arms. Just like that. Settling in. Deep breathing. Excellent. Stay as you are, tipped over, but bend the left knee into a lunge and come back up, pass through a warrior two, and then reverse your warrior. Left hand reaching into the air, either straight up or even slightly behind you to get that lengthening you desire. Now through the left side of your body. Good extension. So you're reaching to the left hand, be sure you're still lunging too. And then here's our windmill coming up and around, hands to the floor in front, all the way back to down dog, both feet on the floor. Just slide that left foot back, hips into the sky, down dog. There it is. Nice full breath in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet, forward fold. A nice melting feeling here. Feel the release. Head, neck, and shoulders, low back. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Reaching high. Exhale, bring the arms to your side just for a moment. Just so you can just kind of check in with shoulders. A little shake of the shoulders or circles. We're going to take the arms right back up into the air in a moment. Okay? We're going to do a side bend or reed pose. So together we'll inhale, reaching the arms up into the sky. At the exhale, just interlace your fingers with the index fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Keep reaching up. It's okay if the elbows need to bend here. We are reaching up at the inhale. Exhale, a bit of a tip to your right. Not too far. Stay just like this for a couple of breaths. Let me just kind of explain something here. So on your left side, you're getting a natural stretch because of that bend, okay? Now the right side, because you're bending to that side, we can easily collapse into that, especially if you start to go a little further. So the work on this side is to feel like you're being lifted or trying to lift up out of the pelvis to bend, okay? My image that I have is like water shooting up out of a fountain, okay? Up and out, okay? So you can stay just like that, or maybe your next exhale, maybe you can tip over a little bit more without sinking into that right side. Okay, let's come back up on the inhale. Exhale, release the hands, bring the arms back down so you can relax the shoulders, elbows, and wrists and fingers, okay? Okay. Whenever you're ready, an inhale to take the arms out and up. Exhale to interlace fingers, index fingers reaching or pointing up. We'll inhale, lift. There's that torso lift. Exhale. Here's reed pose to left side. Just a little at first. Kind of check in. Notice, okay, I do get that natural stretch and lengthening on the right side, but what's happening on the left? Okay, if I go further, do I feel like I'm just going to collapse into it? Just keep reaching and pointing as if you're just going to continue to go up, okay? Up and over, okay? You can even think of a pole vaulter, but you're going sideways. Up and over, okay? Nice. Inhale, let's come back up to the top. Exhale, release. Shake it all out, okay? Good, yep. Here we go, keep it moving. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, take chair pose. Inhale, good extension out through the arms. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, monkey pose, just to extend the spine right there. Exhale, fold, bend, getting low, hands to the floor, walk or hop back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, modify that if you need to. Good, inhale to a back bend, keep it low if you'd like, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, extend right leg up. Let's go back to our basic flow where we bend the knee, heel comes down, little lift of the knee to create that twist in hip opener. Unwind it now, send it through to the top of the mat, warrior one. Left heel turns to the floor, you're rising here. Exhale, opening warrior two. Maybe a little wider in the stance if it feels okay, leading with the ribs, okay? Okay, forward into your side angle, right hand down, left hand up and overhead, lengthening. We're gonna keep this moving too. Breathe in. Exhale, turn towards the floor, hands to the floor. Take it back to down dog. So you're going to sweep that right foot back and up into the air. Strong straight line. Keep extending as best as you can. Then the next exhale, step through, top of the mat, right foot, high lunge. Left heel stays lifted. We're rising up right here. Let's try something here. Okay, you're going to start to slowly bring your arms down to your side. Lean forward, just at a 45-degree angle. Arms will come down and reach behind you. Again, reaching for the back corners of your mat. Stay like that, or if you're able, interlace your fingers. Reaching back through your knuckles. They might reach straight back. Okay, or if you need to rest the hands on the body, that's fine too. Okay? Now, with this formation, we have a nicely extended spine. Okay? We're going to start to rise up, looking directly forward, which kind of creates a bit of a back bend. So be sure it feels like your torso is lifting up out of the pelvic bowl. Keep the arm formation. Let's do the footwork as if you're opening into a warrior two. Okay, right there, yes. And now we'll straighten the right leg. But you're going to spin your toes towards the left side of the room so everything's facing that direction. As you're able, keep fingers folded, but if you need to, release fingers, but you'll inhale, tip chin up, expand through the chest. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees slightly, and fold. Okay, again, you can release fingers if you need to, no worries. Okay, folding. Again, the hands that are folded or just reaching behind you can rest either on your back or just a few inches away from the back, or maybe they're reaching up towards ceiling. Okay, so just more sensations, deep sensations here. Legs, front, side, and back of the legs. Yeah, long torso, engaged back. Good. Okay, lower your hands to your low back, release the fingers, bring the hands to the floor. Okay, let things kind of go loose there for a moment, even shake your head out. Walk your hands eventually over toward your right foot, turn the right foot forward. Okay, you're going to be set up for warrior one. You might need to adjust that back foot a little bit, okay? But the whole foot's on the floor, but then rise to a warrior one. Okay, rising up, reaching into the air right there. And then fold, maybe hands forward, hands to the mat. Step back, plank pose, strong straight line. Finish the push-up if you'd like, or a variation of a flow. Once again, meeting up in downward facing dog. Second side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Good. Bend and twist open. All the intentions of opening up the body. Let's unwind, step through, left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one. Plant that right heel. You've got it rising, reaching up. Exhale, opening warrior two. Leading with the left hand and left set of ribs. Forward, angled body. Rotate the arms. Follow right arm overhead for that right side body extension. Breathing in, a little bit more opening perhaps. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Take it back to down dog. So you'll sweep that left leg
back and right up into the air. Create that long extension through the body. Next, exhale, left foot returns to the top of the mat, high lunge. Find your center, then hinge, come up. Reach high, lunge low. Okay? Find that good settling to help with balance. You also want to feel like your inner thighs are squeezing in towards each other so you feel strong and stable there. Now the arms will come down to your side as you lean forward about 45 degrees, reaching back. Just so we get that long extension so there's hopefully no compression in the low back. Reaching back or interlacing fingers as you're able. You might even squeeze shoulder blades together back here. Okay, take a couple breaths. Keep extending through the torso. Even with that extension, start to lift upper body so you're facing forward because you're putting yourself into a back bend feel. Hopefully no pinching or binding in the low back. Keeping the hands as they are, move as if you're moving into warrior two. Okay? Okay, pivot that right heel to the floor. Straighten the left leg. And then spin the left set of toes to the right side of the room. Wide stance here. Inhale, long torso, tip chin up, open the chest. Exhale, pull belly in, perhaps a bend of the knees, and fold, making your way down. Just a wide-legged forward fold. In this version, we've got the fingers folded, but of course you can always release. Okay, even here, we want to check in with neck. What we tend to do, because I know I do it too, is that the chin dips down, or the chin kind of tucks in towards the chest in this posture. Okay, you want to lengthen through the neck rather than looking between your legs behind you. You're looking down perhaps at the floor. Yes. 2 more breaths. You've got it. So a little challenge to the kind of decompressing in the neck area. Lower your hands to your low back. Release the fingers. Hands to the floor. Shake it out if you'd like down here. Maybe a couple deep breaths. Hanging forward heavily if you like. And walk hands over towards left foot. Let's spin the toes that direction as well, towards the front. Setting yourselves up for warrior one. You might need to realign that back foot. Extend through the torso. Rise to a warrior one. Inhale, rising up, reaching into the air. If you can, reach forward as you exhale. Hands come down to the floor. We'll step back into plank pose, strong straight line. Finishing the push-up. Keep that back bend low if you'd like. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. We'll take a little moment of rest here. Bring the knees to the floor. You can take the knees wide if you'd like and sit back into child's pose. What you could do as well, since you have that big cushion, you can kind of tuck that between the knees. Your torso could rest, okay, on the cushion if you'd like. Good. Yes, just like that. Rather than that heaviness of a forward fold. Okay? Soften the body a little bit, but still getting that nice spinal extension, a light curvature in the spine. Creating more space along the spinal column, maybe even in the hips and legs a little bit. So just another resting moment. Take 3 more breaths. After your 3rd breath, really move slowly here. Rising up, maybe to hands and knees. If you are using a cushion or a pillow underneath you, just slide that to the side. Okay. Just come to hands and knees for a moment. Let's take cat and cow while we're here. So an inhale to lift head and heart, a little arching of the back. Doesn't have to be too much at all. Exhale, nice roundedness into cat, chin to chest. Belly button pulls up towards spine. And just flow through these two postures as you know it. Kind of this forward motion, rounded back, arched back into a back bend feel. Do that 2 more times. And then we'll create a bit of a twist here. So pause when you're done in this neutral tabletop posture. Check in with neck. Again, nice long neck. So your gaze is probably directly down, just between the thumbs. Okay, the crown of your head pointing forward and even leading you forward to help lengthen through the neck area. So we're going to take, thread the needle. Here's how we'll set it up. Start by stepping your left hand forward a little bit, just forward a little bit like you're crawling, and then take that whole hand and take it to the left side of just a little bit on your mat. You're going to turn your hand like a dial towards the right side, so your middle finger is pointing towards the 1 or a 2 on a clock. Okay, then lean into that left hand. Then take your right arm, maybe extending out to the right side. Inhale as you do so. Exhale, here we thread it. So underneath or behind the right arm, as you're able, bring the elbow and shoulder down to the floor. Now the left hand you might need to adjust a little bit, but it creates a little doorway or a right angle. Okay, that's eventually going to help you get out of the pose. Okay. A little action with the hips, keeping them level, even feel like you're sending them back to the back wall to keep the torso long while you're in this twist. Breathe. Two more breaths. When you're ready, we got that left hand to press into the floor with an exhale so you can lift, unthread the arm. You might even take it out to the right side if you'd like. A little opening, and then down to the floor, and just get your hands nicely aligned, spine aligned, neck long, gaze downward. We'll do the other side. So same setup. Step your right hand forward a little bit, off to the right side, dial it in towards the left, middle finger pointing towards the 10 or 11 on a clock. Extend your left arm out to the left side. Inhale. Exhale, thread. As you bring that left arm underneath or behind the right arm, let that right arm bend at 90 degrees. Adjust that hand as you need to. Okay, come all the way down to the shoulder if you can. Check in with hips because they're working. They're kind of lifting up and back, as if maybe someone was like pulling the hips back gently, okay, directly back, so your torso stays elongated even in the rotation. Three more breaths. After that third breath, pressing into the floor with that right hand so you can lift, unthread, move the left arm out to the left side, come to a neutral tabletop, just pause for a moment. Even feel free now to take cat and cow, 2 or 3 breaths. You can even take a quick pause or rest and sit back into child's pose to rest the wrist if you need to. Get ready to move, stepping hands forward, both hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes. With an exhale, lifting knees off the mat, hips into the sky, downward facing dog. Really extend through the spine. Breathe in.
Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet into forward fold. A heaviness there if that feels good. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, reaching high. We're just going to keep this moving. Exhale, chair pose. Okay, bring hands to heart center this time. Let's go ahead and twist our chair. Breathing in, lengthening through spine. Exhale, draw belly in, rotate to your right. Doesn't have to be too much, okay? We already had a deeper rotation in that thread the needle pose. Just to continue that feeling of rotation in our chair pose with a twist. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, hands on thighs perhaps. Press into the thighs to help you stand up tall. Reach up into the air, again, decompressing, lifting. Okay? Exhale, chair pose as you're taking your seat, hands to heart center. Yes, good. Weight shift into the hips and heels. Core connection for balance. Breathe in, elongate through the spine. Exhale, pull belly in. Here's your twist to the left side, yeah? There you go, good. Just like in that spinal twist or the thread the needle pose, there's the movement, or it feels like you're trying to move your hips back in that posture that you did on the floor. Same thing here. You want to have the energy of your hips being drawn back, keeping that torso long. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, hands on thighs. Same thing, press into the thighs, stand up tall. Get even taller by reaching arms into the air. We'll keep it flowing. Exhale, swan dive. Okay, inhale, monkey pose. Fold and bend all the way down. Bend the knees, hands to the floor. Hop or step back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Yes. And downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up, bend and twist. Notice the openings, unwind, step through, right foot to the top of the mat, back to our warrior one. Plant that left heel, rising up. Exhale, opening warrior two, right away, side angle, reach out, go at your own pace. Reaching left hand up and overhead, left side extension, inhale. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. Slide right foot back and up into the air, down dog, right leg's in the sky, straight line. Return right foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Okay, shifting the weight back so the hands are light so you can hinge. Coming all the way up nice and tall. Get that lift, decompressing that low back. Let's get out of the back bend, leaning forward, hands come down and down behind you as you're able. Interlace fingers. Be sure there's a good length in the spine, but then rise back up so you're facing forward, creating the lunge and back bend here. Open up like you're doing warrior two. Okay. Keep the fingers folded behind you as you're able. Lengthen through the right leg. Yes? Spin the right set of toes towards the left side of the room. Adjust the feet. Inhale, tip chin up. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw belly in, bend your knees, and fold. Keeping neck long. Keep the knees very bent as you need to. Okay, release the fingers to the low back. Release the hands to the floor. Shake that out quickly, then walk your hands over towards right foot. Spin the toes forward. Set yourself up for warrior one. Adjust that back foot. When you're ready, inhale, rising up, reaching to the sky. We're going to add something here. Interlace your fingers, index fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Again, a lift. Good lift here. Then you're going to exhale and tip to your right. Okay, that reed pose. Now we're tipping to the right so you can feel this on the left side. Just to emphasize some lengthening, okay, the psoas area, the belt line, down through the hip flexor, okay, and down through that left leg. Come back up nice and tall. Forward fold, hands to the floor. In front, step back, plank pose, strong straight line, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog, or keep it low. Downward facing dog. That's it. Really feel that extended spine. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist. There's our opening. Unwind it so you can step left foot to the top of the mat. Back to our basic flow. Right heel turns to the floor, warrior one. Reaching right up into the sky. Exhale, opening to warrior two. Maybe a wide stance. Side angle, lead with hand and ribs. Rotate. Right arm up and overhead, lengthening through right side body. Another breath in. Here's our exhale to move. Turn, hands to the floor. Back to down dog. Slide that left foot back right up into the air, straight line. Next exhale, return left foot to the top of the mat.
High lunge, find your center, hinge to lift. Nice and tall, reach up, lunge low. Yeah, arms to the side and eventually behind you, angled upper body to decompress low back. Interlace fingers as you're able, reach back, good extension, then lift. So you're facing forward for the lunging back bend, okay, essentially. Open to a warrior two, but keep arms as they are. Lengthen left leg. Spin toes to the right side of the room. Inhale to get tall, tip chin up, open and expand the heart. Exhale, pull belly in, bend knees, then fold. Just setting up the body. Folding. Again, the hands that are folded can stay at the low back, or maybe you're reaching overhead. See if you can elongate through neck. It's a challenge there. Then lower the hands to low back. Release the fingers, hands to the ground, shake it out, release. And walk your hands towards left foot, spin the toes to the front, adjust the back foot so you're set up for warrior one. Inhale, rising into the posture. Rising up, we want to interlace the fingers here. Index fingers pointing up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend or tip to your left side. Okay, that same kind of fountain effect. Up and over. Feel this down through the right side. The left side's working this so it's not collapsing. Come back up nice and tall. Release, fold forward, hands to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose, complete your series. We'll meet together in down dog. Hold for a breath or two in down dog, lengthening through spine. And again, you're going to bring your knees to the floor. Stay there. As you sit back into hero, you're going to bring your bolster back in, right in front of the legs. Now, let me show you this, because you might need to adjust your body so this works for you. If it doesn't work, you can find another pose to try, okay? But you're going to drape yourself over the front of the bolster. So you might want to get your pelvis on the cushion, okay, and just drape yourself over. So you might just bring your arms up front and just kind of rest here, okay? Just to kind of get this forward fold kind of feeling in the body, again, to decompress the back. Okay, it may take some adjustments as far as finding that comfortable spot, okay, either your belly or your pelvis, your legs even, okay, and even the upper body. As you're able, allowing the body to settle, to soften. And again, if you need to make adjustments or try, even turning or moving the bolster underneath you to a different position, or even moving into an entirely different posture, feel free, please. Just listen to your body and respond appropriately. Sometimes when we come to Shavasana, you're not obligated to just lie flat on your back. In Shavasana, it could be any restorative position, because I know some people really like to just lie on their bellies for their resting pose. So if that feels good for you, maybe using a prop like this to assist that position. Just take 3 more breaths. Begin moving in slow motion. You might get your hands underneath you so you can kind of press up and away from the bolster. Just slide it to the side. Again, sit back briefly in hero. Sit to the side, swing the legs around to the front. Make sure you're sitting in the center of your mat. Keep that bolster handy. Roll down onto your back. Draw knees in. Again, you can lift chest up towards knees, a little roundedness or more roundedness in the back. Even a little massage here. So we're going to go back to that bridge pose, okay, with the bolster. Plant the feet into the earth when you're ready. A nice exhale to lift hips high enough to slide your prop underneath you. Maybe it's a big cushion, pillow, or even a block. And then just sit. Just get that pillow in the right spot. Settle in. We might add a few things here. Just experiment. First, as you settle in, you can certainly just stay like this. But if you like, maybe extending the legs into the air. And you have this nice soft prop underneath you. As the legs extend, you can keep them active, but even relax them a little bit. You can do what I'm calling kind of a modified or supported plow, where the legs, the knees kind of bend and the feet start to kind of go behind you, but they're not going down to the floor completely. But because you're propped up on that pillow, it might create a nice curvature in the spine. At least for me, it feels good. So just check in with how this might feel for you. But experiment with other movements and postures while we're on the pillow. You can even play with happy baby pose for a hip opener. Even try out a twist. Again, you can just kind of remain in that supported bridge pose where your feet are on the floor and you're just resting in stillness, sitting on the pillow. Now, essentially, we are at the end of our moving practice. So you can stay just like this, stay propped up onto the cushion, adding more movements if you'd like. If you feel complete with the prop, you can always slide it out of the way, add any other movements if you'd like, and then eventually find your comfortable meditative position. Yeah, using the props to maybe elevate the legs if you want, or prop up your upper body. Feel free to lie on your belly, or lie on your side, or even come to a seated position. Stay where you are. Return to the awareness of your breath. Just notice your breathing. And as this awareness returns, take slow, steady breaths. Beginning to send this breath throughout your entire body. Maybe you created new open spaces. Having allowed tension, tightness, soreness, or pain to begin to leave your body. Parts of self that feel confined or bound, compressed.
feeling open and free. Take 5 deep breaths here. Feeling movement return to your body. And moving as slowly as you can. If you're lying on your back, carefully roll onto one side of your body into a nurturing pose, holding there briefly. You can continue that slow movement as you guide your way up to a seated position. While in seated, whether it's on the floor, on a pillow, or a block, extend the spine. Feel lifted, light. And one more movement together. And inhale to float the arms into the air, lengthening to the sides of the body. Keep that lightness. As you exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart. Just take one more breath in and out. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow, saying, Namaste.